had your big night last night with your cute kids?
We had fun.
How was Halloween?
Oh, it was great. We had Darth Vader and another character whose name I can't remember from, like, the recent Star Wars. There we are. And then we had the vampirist, and I have newfound respect for all of our makeup people at Fox after trying to apply to Maria some ghoulish white on her face. I mean, it was quite something. I didn't get the blood right, but we had fun nonetheless.
You know, Laura, I'm always amazed. Now, one costume is usually not enough. Now they have to have one for school.
Right.
They have to have one for
gosh,
one for the
love
party.
that?
Right?
You know, we had it so bad when I was a kid. Don't you love these stories? We were always bums. When you could say the term bum.
Hobos.
Like, yeah, remember? We were a bum. What are you this year? A bum. And that's what we were.
All right, Laura, let's talk about some of the news of the day. Reuters is reporting this morning that Attorney General Loretta Lynch, she told James Comey when he said, I'm going to send this letter to Congress, when he talked with her last Friday, I'm going to send this letter to Congress. She said it violates department policy, and then he says to her, are you ordering me to keep this a secret? What a bombshell.
Yeah, it certainly is. And first of all, everyone should understand the policy is guidance. These are guidelines. And the guidelines instruct that you shouldn't be timing your investigation to affect the outcome of the election. Now, anyone who thinks that Comey is out there calculating when to release information to affect the outcome of the election, then what was he doing when he did his press conference to say that there was no reasonable prosecutor could find grounds for an indictment on a crime? So all of this is just ridiculous. It's guidelines. And that's why President Obama came out yesterday and said that he has faith in Comey's integrity, and he didn't find that he was trying to affect the election, which was very interesting. Didn't get enough coverage about how Obama did praise Jim Comey. Very interesting.
I loved it. At least you're staying consistent, unlike every other Democrat out there. And if you look at what Donald Trump said, he said, listen, I don't agree with what he said in July. I thank him for reversing himself here in this case. He's not saying what I said in July was incorrect. He thinks that James Comey did the right thing now. The other thing I think is fascinating is the Justice Department is combining forces with the FBI, I guess reluctantly, and they are going to do their best to get through the 650,000 before Election Day. I mean, you think that Friday was dramatic. When we start hearing about hits, perhaps, in her emails, this is going to be unbelievable.
A source of mine who just retired from the CIA with still good contacts in the FBI said that when they first looked at the documents, it was very likely that just with the metadata that they were able to see in the computer hard drive, that they could of course see that a lot of the email had come from the private server of the Clintons, and that there was it was likely to be thousands of classified documents on that server. Now, indeed, some of them may have been duplicates. But there is no doubt that, in my mind, with my previous experience in the law, there is no doubt in my mind that the federal prosecutors looking at this, investigators looking at this, saw something fairly dramatic. I mean, it wasn't just saying, like, hey, how you doing? Go great. Yoga class go well? Yeah. How's your daughter's wedding? No. That's not what they saw. The metadata allows them to see a lot more than we're led to believe.
And if they can digest 50 to 75 per hour, and if they have, and they can cull down from 650 to 10 to 20,000, the Wall Street Journal has a whole breakdown. There's really a lot of hope they're going to get to the bottom of this quickly.
Yeah, well, again, we'll see. What I found stunning yesterday is so many of our colleagues in the media, who are supposed to be objective journalists, they covered this thing, and I know you guys did some of this earlier, they covered this as a Comey scandal. This is all about the conundrum for Jim Comey. It was unbelievable. If you just swap out Hillary Clinton's name and you put Donald Trump's name in the same set of facts, they would be treating this like a political Armageddon. But once again, the media show us exactly where their allegiances lie, which is with the Democrat Party. It's been obscene how they've turned on Comey to such a flagrant degree when even the president said, I don't think that's what Comey was doing. I think he doesn't question Comey's integrity in this investigation.
And to the point that Donald Trump has been making, that the system is rigged, and combining it with the media, as it turns out, now thanks to WikiLeaks, we're discovering that Donna Brazile, who is the interim head of the DNC, apparently has been feeding lines from debates and to town forums to Hillary Clinton, Donna Brazile got fired. Apparently, it's just being revealed right now by CNN. But, you know, it's curious. Some people are calling for an investigation. How does this happen at CNN? It would be nice to hear from Jeff Zucker, the guy who is in charge over at CNN, to figure out, okay, if this happened with Donna Brazile, is it happening with anybody else?
Well, this confirms what many of us have believed for some time, that networks like CNN have ceased being, again, an arbiter of objective truths, to the extent they ever were. And they are essentially operating as Hillary super PACs.
Yeah.
That's what happened with Brazile. I mean, she answered Megyn Kelly. When Megyn Kelly asked her that question, she got all indignant. You know, how dare, you know, basically, how dare you ask a question about this?
I'm a Christian, and I know what it's like to be persecuted.
Please. Yeah, and she said similar thing. She gave the big stiff arm to Bret Baier. And when Bret Baier asked her the same question, she started calling him Boo-Boo. I didn't understand that, but he became Boo-Boo in that interview.
Boo-Boo Bear.
Yeah, Boo-Boo. Yeah. Oh, I get it. Okay,
yeah,
see, I'm a little
Bear.
slow.
Hello.
Yeah, a little slow with the yogi references. So she just put it off, and then the rest of the people in the media just like, oh, Donna, isn't she wonderful? Now, Donna Brazile, I do like Donna Brazile. You can't help but like Donna Brazile. But this is ridiculous. I mean, there should be a full-fledged investigation at CNN for the fact that they apparently have questions floating around that can be emailed from one to the next.
Let me ask this, Laura. I'm going to give you a hypothetical that you could really embrace. What if Ted Cruz found out that Donald Trump was getting the questions ahead of time? Do you think, even though we're in the backstretch, do you think for a second there wouldn't be a press conference in Texas talking about how Reince Priebus set up Donald Trump?
Oh, yeah. The double standards here are just huge.
But Bernie has no pride, I guess. He doesn't want to stand up for the people that followed him around the country.
Donald Trump says he would get the electric chair if Reince Priebus were giving him the questions.
Yeah, well, I think Bernie Sanders is going around the country talking about how all the billionaires are out there for Trump. I'm like, what? All the billionaires are for Hillary. What are you talking about?
Billionaires hate Trump.
If you watch mainstream media this morning, they're not really talking about the Hillary Clinton email thing. They're saying there's no case there. They're talking about how Donald Trump is linked to Russia. But if you look at the New York Times this morning, we were all looking at this. That story, there's a story that says the FBI sees no clear link linking Donald Trump to Russia. But you won't find that article on the front page, Laura.
Oh, what a shock.
You will find it. What page number? A21.
11.
Oh, yeah.
This is the headline.
21.
Investigating Trump, FBI sees no clear link to Russian government.
Right. And the
you
story...
See, that's just the FBI. The FBI is in cahoots with the KGB, which is in cahoots with the Republicans. That's what James Carville was sputtering on MSNBC. It's so bad that James Carville is attacking poor Thomas Roberts on MSNBC, who I don't think is a big Trump fan, but he was actually accusing Tom Roberts of like doing the bidding for Trump yesterday on television. This is craziness.
But this other story about Trump. In the 90s crisis, Trump used a tax tactic now banned. Not banned then, but let's focus on the 1990s.
Okay, so there's a little media bias out there. Laura, before you go, because we're 7 days out, obviously right now, given this news of the day, Trump is surging. What happens?
I think Trump is going to win a few states that right now nobody predicts he's going to win. I think it could be an outlier state. You know what I'm going to do, just for my old Connecticut roots. Connecticut is in terrible shape. They've had some terrible governance with Governor Malloy, lost GE, and so forth. I'm saying that Connecticut, I know this is an outlier, but I'm just Connecticut.
Crazy.
You need change. I know it's crazy, but I'm just going to say it. But I'm going to give an example. A state like Connecticut, perhaps a Wisconsin, maybe even what's happened with the Obamacare premiums in Minnesota. I think there's going to be one or two states, maybe not none of those three, but one or two states which people really haven't gotten a lot of focus are going to go for Trump.
Does he win?
If that happens, yes. And I think Trump in the end can win this, but he has to play this. He has to play this KGB scandal right.
If Donald Trump wins, the first thing you're going to hear is from the Democrats is this thing is rigged, and the electoral process is flawed, and the Russians have stolen our voting machines.
Yes, that's going to. That will be the next day's headline for sure, guys.
Thank you, Laura. You were on the home stretch. In 8 days, you can start to sleep.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.